Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at people who thought they were going to die. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. My nephew through marriage is a crazy little shit. Once the entire family was playing hide and seek, he was around 9. He didn't like where I hid, so he flew into a rage. He tried to hit me. I grabbed his wrist and twisted just enough to subdue him. He screamed like a freaking maniac. I released him. He then ran into another room, stating he needed his Nerf gun to shoot me because he shoots people whenever he's mad. Oh, that's a very bad sign. I already feel like this kid needs some help. I looked at my sister-in-law and said, "Seriously, you're okay with this?" Her response was that his rage was my fault, I had no right to touch him, and that I should have just let him hit me since he's only a boy. Whoa. What? You're not gonna teach your kid like that, girl. Seriously? You're gonna let your kid hit someone because he's a boy? Now that's not how you parent. I told her quite firmly that if a crazy little boy ever even gave the appearance of causing harm to one of my children, that I would put him down like a rabid dog. Fortunately, I guess her husband, my wife's parents, and everyone else present told her that she was wrong. Her kid was nuts and that this was a serious red flag. Flash forward 2 years. Kid is still crazy, but that's everyone else's problem because he's still just a boy. I'm staying at their house. Things have mostly settled from that prior incident. I wake up very early every morning, so around 4:30 I find myself awake. I don't want to get up and wake up everyone else, so I just sort of lie there and meditate. At around 5:20 the door opens. Thinking it's my kids who were young at the time and still came to get us early, I kind of just glance up. Then I notice that it's the nephew and he's holding what appears to be an AR-15. He's holding a rifle? Now, I suffer from PTSD from Iraq, so my fight or flight response is triggered. My heart is pounding and I'm basically in survival mode. I wait, I watch. He creeps past the foot of the bed, walks up to my side and raises this rifle up to point the muzzle at my face. So I figure, this is it, I'm going to die. Today it ends. The only goal I have for myself right now is to prevent him from harming my wife and kids. He raises it up and the muzzle is a few inches from my face. I reached up, I grabbed the muzzle and pushed as hard as I could, sending the butt into the little psycho's face. His nose is bleeding, he's crying, he's screaming about how he's going to kill me, how I'm dead, etc. So now everyone is awake. Lights are flipped on and I see that it's a toy rifle made to look like an AR-15. Apparently this little psycho was planning to stick the muzzle in my face and pull the trigger to scare me with flashing lights and electronic gun sounds. What a kid. I reckon that is a major red flag. You know, if he's creeping up to someone, even if it's a toy gun, and pointing it to their head when they're asleep, there's still some kind of like ill intention. I feel somewhat torn. On the one hand, I just broke an 11-year-old's nose for playing with the toy gun. On the other hand, the kid had all these tells that he was dangerous and what he was doing was super creepy, and yet another red flag. Yep. My sister-in-law was pissed. Her chosen narrative is that I'm a mentally unstable lunatic who's a danger to all children. She calls the cops and says she's having me arrested and charged with child abuse for hitting a boy for playing with his toys. Police arrive. Interviews take basically the whole day. I'm a little worried that, getting arrested aside, I might not be able to leave here and go home the next day as planned because these cops might not be done with the investigation. Fortunately, it didn't play out that way. See, this little we need to talk about Kevin asshole wasn't just a crazy shit around me like in the movies. He was crazy everywhere and had been for years. The police had a file on him because the school was required to call the police every time he threatened a school shooting, which was often. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's no good. This kid definitely needs some help. The mum is not doing anything to help her kid but to feed him more wrong. Like honestly, she's just saying, he's just a boy. He will grow out of it. He's just a boy. He will grow out of being a boy. They never do. I laid out my version of events much like I did here. I didn't see him and have a flashback thinking he was an insurgent. I saw him. I knew what he has going through his head and I wanted to try to prevent him from killing my family. They did let me go home on schedule, and a week later the detective called me to let me know there would be no charges. He also told me that his interview with my nephew was chilling and he hopes that my sister-in-law pulls her head out of the sand and gets the kids some help. I told him she won't ever, and when he's 30 years old and on trial, she'll be crying and saying he's just a boy. Hopefully he doesn't hurt anyone, but I know the odds are stacked against that hope. Oh my gosh. Before anyone asks, I refuse to stay at their house. If we are in town, we stay in a hotel. He is never allowed to be alone with either of my kids, and he is also not allowed in my house since he was caught trying to steal a pocket knife, which he said he needed for surgery on the family cat. He was almost 12 at the time. Dude, this kid, if he's not harming a person, he's going to be harming animals. And the mum isn't doing anything. The mum is just letting him do whatever because he's just a boy. That's what boys do. No, sorry to break it to you. People don't do that just because they are boys. That's such an insult to boys, okay? There are so many good boys. This boy is not a good boy. I'm just concerned for the people around him, honestly. I feel like something will happen. Everything is just so red flaggy. Like, he's already threatening these things, and I personally don't even feel bad for the kid that he broke his nose. Like, deserved it. If you're gonna be holding a toy gun to someone's head, they're gonna do whatever they can to protect themselves. Like, say for example, you get pulled over and then you pull out a toy gun on the police officer. Guess what? You're dead. No one's gonna know if that's a toy gun or not, you know? They're only gonna find out once you're dead, man. So don't be doing stupid things like that if you don't want to deal with the consequences. And that includes you dying. I had several with my brother, but the worst was when I woke up to him sitting on my chest with his hands around my throat. He was trying to choke me, but his hands were too small and he didn't get the pressure right, so I ended up with a giant hickey around the entire front of my neck instead of death. All because I ate the last nutty bar. What? All because of a nutty bar? Wow, thinking back, I've actually never had a fight with my brother over food before. Like, never. I hardly had any fights with my brother, actually. We were just happy individually, you know. We just got whatever we wanted, honestly. Our parents raised us pretty good. My younger brother, who I'm still living with, has about 2 months ago started to get very aggressive towards his classmates and has also been kicking our dogs and things like that. My parents have tried to punish him, but the only way they feel as if they can get through to him is through spanking him and whatnot. He has told me all this does is make him more angry, and about 2 days ago he told me, "You're pretty unlucky you don't have a lock on your door." Some nights I also wake up to weird noises in the hallway connecting my room to his. So yeah, that's worrying. I feel like then something must have happened if only 2 months ago this started, right? Like, he was a normal kid 2 months ago and then all of a sudden this just started changing. I feel like something definitely happened for him to like change like that. Started chatting with a girl online, and after a bit she sheepishly admitted that she had a criminal record. We went on chatting for a bit. She was cute and very interested in me, but of course the conversation eventually led us back to the criminal question. Turns out she was on parole. Now, I needed the story of how she got into trouble. She finally took a picture of her parole document and sent it to me. I was reading it and came to the line where it listed the offense she had committed: homicide. Well, that was a close one. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!